Honorable Member for Kamfinsa.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, when I was aspiring to contest elections as Member of Parliament, my understanding was that I'll come to this House and be given the opportunity to contribute to debates that will advance the agenda for a better Zambia, regardless of my political affiliation. Madam Speaker, what I'm seeing from colleagues of ours, especially the MP for Luena, is that every motion that comes to the floor of the House, he'll always rise to object it because he's a member of the UPND. I'm a very sad member of Parliament. I'm a very sad member of Parliament.
Order, Honorable Member, just debate on facts. Don't debate each other. Don't debate each other. Let's maintain some harmony in the House.
I'll proceed to contributing to the debate on the floor of the House. Madam Speaker, if steps have been taken in the past, whether it's for the last 15 years, or the last 20 years, or the last 30 years, and those steps have not yielded the right outcomes, those of you who are experienced in legislation will agree that corrections have to be made to ensure that there's impact on steps that have been taken in the past. So if today the House is saying the steps that have been taken in the past have not been adequate in ensuring that young people are empowered, there's no need to politicize the motion. If for the last 20 years or last 25 years or last 5 years or last 10 years, steps that were taken to empower young people have not yielded the right results, there's no harm in all of us accepting that we need to put in place corrective measures. That is the role of this Parliament. The role of this Parliament is to ensure that there's impact on things that should affect our people. And that is why we have to tap into the wisdom of those parliamentarians who've been here before, those that served in the last government, those that served in the other government. The idea is to come up with legislation that impacts on our people. So when I look at the motion by Honorable Fube, and reading the various instruments he has highlighted, the National Youth Policy, the other documents that have been developed over the last few years, and how those now need to be consolidated into legislation. Madam Speaker, I see nothing wrong with such a proposal. It's just a proposal which, in my opinion, the ministry in charge of the youth should go and sit down and look at it. They should go and reflect and say, this is coming from a member of Parliament who by law has got the right to move a motion, not because he's a member of the Patriotic Front, not because he was part of the previous Parliament, but because he thinks that this motion contains details that will affect our people. The idea that Parliament should be reduced to a battlefront for UPND and PF should come to an end. It should not be allowed. We should continue to debate issues knowing very well that they are affecting our people. I think that when a minister comes to this House, for instance, with proposals and suggestions that will help her ministry or his ministry to deliver, those of us who are here should support those ideas if we think that they are good for the nation. And the same should apply when ideas come from this floor of the House, which we think will consolidate implementation of good ideas for our people. We must see the right participation in terms of support, because ideally, the young people that we want to empower are not just from PF-held constituencies. The young people that we want to empower, Madam Speaker, are actually from across the 156 constituencies. So, Madam Speaker, as I stand here, I want to appeal to this august House. I want to appeal to this august House that yes, we can do politics here. And yes, others will say that's what they used to do. Me, I was never a member of Parliament in the last 5 years. I'm now a member of Parliament. I I will not be restricted to bring motions to this House if I think they will benefit the people. Even if a motion will be shot down on this floor of the House, the people now have got access to what we are discussing. They are viewing our submissions and they are saying, this is good for us. Can you provide legislation for us as young people? There's nothing wrong. Even if we are seeing these matters with political lenses, deep down our hearts we know our people deserve better. So I stand here today, Madam Speaker, and I may sound very emotional today because I'm very disappointed. I'm disappointed because other members of Parliament whose mandate is to enact legislation are forgetting their mandate in this floor of the House. The floor of this House should be used to change the lives of our people. The young people in Livingstone are watching, and they want legislation that will ensure that the past steps that were taken can finally have impact. Honorable members of Parliament, your young people in your constituencies are watching. What they want to see is that finally all those progressive steps that have been taken can be consolidated into legislation. There's nothing wrong with such a proposal. If a proposal is not accepted, give reasons. Don't say the things that you failed to do, now you want to bring them here through motions. That is unacceptable. The people want to see us work together. PF, UPND, PNUP, and independent members of Parliament for the good of this society. When the Minister of Health brought a report on COVID, we supported it because it affects our people. We debated objectively because it affected our people. And the same should apply to any other legislation that is not controversial. The idea that Honorable Elvis Nkandu is from UPND, so I should object everything that comes from Honorable Nkandu should not be allowed. The idea that Honorable Elvis Nkandu brings proposals that are good for the people, I should support him because it affects my people in Kamfinsa. So, honorable members of this August House, through Madam Speaker, I want to appeal as I summarize my support for this motion. For so many years, we had UNIP, we had MMD, we had PF, now we have UPND. If ideas are good coming from Honorable Fube, or Honorable Kampiongo, or Honorable Menyani Zulu, do not look at them with political lenses. Simply appreciate the ideas and say this is good for our people. Madam Speaker, I beg to submit.
Thank you.